So as a community of humans, not just as a community of spiritual practitioners and meditators, we have some obligation to lean into. And in fact, an invitation, not even an obligation, it's an invitation for us to lean into this particular truth, the truth of our impact on this planet, on this earth. And I think as a religious community or as a spiritual community, we actually can do a lot to begin to address as a community how we hold, how we frame our practice. We talk about this bodhisattva ideal, this bodhisattva as the spiritual mensch who works on behalf of the benefit of beings. Now, what does beings mean? You know, I think we could frame beings as anything with a mind, but I actually think in truth, beings are the plants, is the soil, are the animals, the air, the elements are part of beings. We need to begin to frame our practice and frame our intention in line with the bodhisattva vow, really ecosattva, right? We need to think about ourselves now as ecosattvas, that we are working not just on behalf of all beings. We are not doing this meditation and dedicating it to all sentient beings. We are doing this practice and dedicating it to Gaia, to the earth, to the planet as an interdependent species, as an interdependent entity of which we are a part. And so, you know, there's this word that I came across recently, cognitive reframing. And I actually think this is such a powerful idea that that when we frame how our life is or what we're doing, we shift the frame, how we frame what we're doing or how we frame what we're practicing, how we frame what we're saying. It can have powerful effects on how we proceed going forward. So I personally am reframing my practice as being practiced on behalf of Gaia, on behalf of the planet. And I think we're just at the very cusp of this in the Buddhist community, considering rituals, practices, prayers that we rewrite to include the planet, to include all beings. I think there's so much work to be done.
Oh, I agree 100% that at this point, it's certainly in my own practice and in my own life and in the direction that I think NDF has been moving ever since, you know, its founding, is that we are moving in the direction of reconnecting, helping to reconnect ourselves and others to the sentience of the planet. Because this planet is alive and it is sentient in a way that speaks not in words, but in deeper levels of communication, that the more we cultivate our capacity to be present and open and available to the natural world, the more we're going to hear, the more that wisdom and that love can communicate itself to us and empower us to be the kind of ecosattva in the world that is weaving together these threads of human suffering, human joy, human, you know, with all of the non-human beings that populate this particular biosphere, and of which there are many, even though in our particular Western mindset, we don't often include those energies as part of what is invigorating and energizing the spaces that we live in. But if you go, for example, back to Bhutan or Nepal or Tibet, you know, people there live very much in a sense of community with the non-human beings, the non-human energies that are so much a part of our existence. And to me, it feels like, you know, all of the programming that we are currently bringing forward in NDF has come out of this kernel that Willa and I have shared from the beginning, which is this powerful love and connection with the natural world. It's like really, in many ways, for both of us, a lot at the core of how we're, you know, even before we reached a kind of, quote, crisis mode, it was always something that invigorated and inspired how we were thinking to share with what we teach. And now more than ever, I feel like anything I do as a practitioner, as a student, as a teacher, if I want to even call myself that, is how can I help to remind people of this complete interdependence that we are always involved in with our natural world, as a source of resilience and as a way of generating a different level of consciousness that could ultimately, potentially, serve as a way to, I don't know, are we really going to save the planet? I don't know, but I don't think we can give up the possibility that such a thing might happen if enough energy, enough people, enough ecosattvas are born in the world at this moment, and it can be born in an instant. Maybe there is some possibility of a radical shift in the kinds of dissolutions and degradations that we're seeing. I mean, who knows? At the very least, though, it seems to me that we can, and we already are, find ourselves working in these communities of care, communities of love that are deeply integrated with and drawing their wisdom and compassion a lot from the connection with the natural world that is so much a part of who we are,